Cutting across to another news break coming in this morning, the BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya has hit out at the Congress ahead of Kanhaiya Kumar and Jignesh Mevani's induction into the party. Here's what Malviya has tweeted, and I quote now: on the anniversary of the surgical strike, Congress to admit Kanhaiya Kumar and Jignesh Mevani of Bharat Tere Tukde Honge fame. This can't be a mere coincidence. Joining hands with Breaking India forces is now Congress's raison d'etre. So this is the comment that's coming from Amit Malviya, where he's accused the Congress of joining hands with those who, according to him, is part of the Tukre gang. So Amit Malviya is saying that this is happening on the occasion of the anniversary, the 5th anniversary of the surgical strikes, and shows the mindset of the Congress. The BJP referring to, of course, the case of sedition that was slapped against Kanhaiya Kumar in the JNU incident. And today, remember, later in the day, the Congress will be bringing in both Kanhaiya Kumar and Jignesh Mevani, some much needed youth power to the party, and both leaders were being told will be given top responsibilities in their state units. Amid that, the BJP is slamming the Congress, saying that anti-national forces, the Tukde gang, is being promoted and brought into the Congress on the anniversary of the surgical strikes. Amit Malviya, the BJP IT cell chief who's put out the tweet, is also joining us on this broadcast. Amit, good morning. You've reacted to the induction of Kanhaiya Kumar and Jignesh Mevani into the Congress. What do you have to say about this?
Well, on the day of the surgical strike anniversary, the Congress decides to induct in its ranks men who are seen raising anti-India slogans, seditious slogans. Kanhaiya Kumar is actually undergoing a trial, and you have Jignesh Mevani, whose dalliance with forces that are inimical to India's interests, who want to weaken India, is fairly well known. So if the Congress's raison d'etre is about inducting men who want to weaken India for political purposes, then the country needs to know about it. What do these men bring to the table other than a visceral hate for this country?
Amit, in fact, the fact that you've got Kanhaiya Kumar and Jignesh Mevani there, the reality is that Mevani, at least, is someone who's been voted by the people. He is an MLA from Vadgam in Gujarat.
Well, that is true. But the fact is that seat was earlier held by the Congress supported MLA, and the Congress vacated the seat for him. So clearly, it just shows that the Congress has other ideas about this country and how it needs to shape up.
All right, Amit Malviya, thank you for joining us on this broadcast. So the BJP there is lashing out to the Congress over the induction of Kanhaiya Kumar and Jignesh Mevani into the party, saying that these are anti-national forces, Tukde gang, as the BJP calls them, being brought into the party on the anniversary of the surgical strikes. And on your screens are the posters that have been put out now, confirming that Kanhaiya Kumar and Jignesh Mevani will be inducted into the party. A grand induction ceremony is expected to happen this evening, where Rahul Gandhi will be there in the national capital. Both Kanhaiya Kumar as well as Mevani are flying down, and they are going to be inducted into the party. Sources telling us that within the Congress, they're going to be given huge responsibilities in their respective state units. The Congress, of course, has been struggling with leadership issues, with many parties, with many leaders also dumping them in the last few months. And that's why the induction of two new faces is so important for them. One of them, firebrand JNU student leader Kanhaiya Kumar, and the other is Dalit rights leader, independent MLA from Gujarat's Vadgam, Jignesh Mevani. Both are set to join the Congress. What really does this mean for the grand old party? We tell you in this report.
भारत से नहीं मेरे भाइयों, भारत में आजादी मांग रहे हैं। और में फर्क होता है।
Kanhaiya Kumar, a firebrand Jawaharlal Nehru Student Union leader, a young face in the Narendra Modi government's line of fire in 2016, with cases of sedition slapped against him.
प्रधानमंत्री जी की बात, उसी वक्त योजना की बात हो रही थी। मन की बात करते हैं, सुनते नहीं हैं। इस देश के अंदर जो हो रहा है, उसमें एक बहुत ही खतरनाक प्रवृत्ति है।
Kanhaiya Kumar is all set to join the Congress party today in the national capital. Kanhaiya's entry into the Congress will shake up the Bihar unit of the grand old party just under a year after it struggled to win 19 seats in the assembly polls. The former JNU Students' Union president has had a relatively quiet political career so far after contesting Lok Sabha polls on the CPI ticket. He had lost the Begussarai fight to BJP's Giriraj Singh by 4.20 lakh votes. Along with Kanhaiya Kumar, the Congress will induct another young face, Dalit rights leader and independent MLA from Gujarat's Vadgam, Jignesh Mevani. Mevani's induction comes just over a year before the state goes to polls. The Congress is banking on Mevani's Dalit identity and is hoping that Mevani and State President Hardik Patel can tap the incumbency against BJP to win one of the Saffron Party's most prized states. The two entries into the Congress also comes at a point when it has been hit by desertions. A number of young leaders such as Priyanka Chaturvedi, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Sushmita Dev and Jitin Prasad have left the party to join other parties. With Anand Patel and Mausami Singh, Bureau Report, India Today.